I said something to him, and then lights just went off. Okay, hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Upresha Komo, and if you are a returning subby, hi my love, welcome back to my channel. Now guys, please do follow me on my other socials. I am on TikTok. I also go by Upresha Komo, and as well as here on YouTube. Please subscribe to my channel. Now I know I have not been posting for a very long time, but life has been lifing. I've been going through a lot of things, so I'm actually back here to try and balance you guys off, because I plan on slowly and gradually coming back to the YouTube streets. So I hope that you guys will and I'm not really going to say enjoy the vlog or enjoy the video, because I don't think it's something that is fun at all. A life update, yes, there are wins here, there are losses here, but I feel like maybe the tunnel, or the way that I'm gonna head this life update, will be my divorce story, because I know that a couple of you guys, if you've watched my previous videos, you did see that I was married, I did have a partner, and I have 2 children. So I then went MIA for a very long time. But anyway, let's get right into it. Okay guys, so let us cut right straight into it. So as I did mention that I did have a partner, I was married for 8 years, and I recently got divorced in September 2022. That's when my divorce was actually finalized. Now guys, I don't know, maybe the direction that the story is going to take, but let me just, open up and basically. So I was married to a wonderful human being, a wonderful guy who was very kind, who was very smart and intelligent, but unfortunately did not work out. As I did mention, Guti, it's been 8 years. It was for 8 years. And in the 8 years, there was a lot of ups and downs. I'm not even gonna lie, but I think there was just like this one issue that actually led to the end of our marriage. Now, as I did mention, the guy was very smart, and he is a caring guy, and he's very kind. But unfortunately, he had this one situation about him that it's actually a painful situation, really, because it's a situation that I think, I'm looking at the experience and that we've been together. I think it's a situation that is beyond his control, right? And so it actually led us to just, end things. Now, getting to the divorce, I did not just up and go and divorce. I first filed for the first time, I think, and then we were 6 years in it. I filed, but then my heart just said no, I cannot do this, because I really, really I loved the guy, because as I did mention, very handsome, smart. I mean, ticked really all the boxes that you'd want. But then this one thing really that was an issue. Now, I'm not gonna really go into details to what this one thing was, because I feel like it's not my story to tell. I mean, I'm just here to share my side of the story, so that you guys, as my followers or my subscribers, can get to know what's happening, because you can't see a person wearing a ring and there's a partner in one video, and then fast forward, there's nothing, and okay, luthule. So then, yeah, so I filed, and then we went and we spoke, and then I withdrew the divorce the first time around. I went to court, and I told, I'm not too sure what you call the court personnel, the people that work there. And then I went and I said to him, listen, we're trying to fix things once again, so please can I have my marriage certificates? Because now, if you have gone through a divorce, or maybe if you've had friends or heard stories, you would know that when you file, they take away your marriage certificate, and there's a couple of documents that need to be signed. Sheriffs are involved, like it's a long, lengthy process. So at the time, I was literally doing the entire thing on my own. So that's why for me, it wasn't really a train smash. I withdrew. So then the guy said, no, unfortunately, your papers had already gone through to the next step, I guess. I'm not too sure where again. And so you have to come back tomorrow. So I was like, look, no problem. And he further did mention to me that, listen, we get a lot of people coming in and doing exactly what you're doing, because they feel like, okay, they want to work on it, okay, but it's not always a successful thing, because I mean, there's a reason why you want to file in the first place, right? So I said to him, look, it's fine, I'm willing to go through this this journey. And then so I go back again the next day, I collect the papers, he has the papers, I take my certificates and everything, and I get home and we discuss this, and I say, and I speak to my partner, and I tell him that, listen, I am in this, and when eventually I came into this, I had not planned, Uguti, one day I will want to exit, so therefore I think let's try again. And mind you, it's important for you guys to know that, Uguti, during this entire time, nobody really knows what's going on. It's just me. I'm going to say just me because when such things happen, you, or maybe I, do not go and tell a member of my family, whether friends or anything. I was just literally bleeding internally on my own. And I'm gonna say on my own because the guy was always MIA in a way, even though he was here physically, but because of this condition, he was just like, But at the time, I never really realized that was the case because, as I did mention, I thought it was just Aisuga. It's stuff that's gonna pass and whatnot. So I went through this entire thing, years went by, and there was lots of lying also involved because, as I tell you, things were deteriorating financially. I was going down the drain, or we were going down the drain. And I kept on making excuses. Every time I cried, they'll ask, Taibo, but you just got paid, or what happened to A, B, and C? I'd always make up stories. No, this was happening, or this was happening, or whatever, because I was trying to protect my partner. As I did mention, the guy is a good guy. It's just this thing, this demon that he has. And so there was lots of lying involved there. And lots of covering. At times I take the bullet, and whilst I was in it, I never realized how unwise some of the decisions that I'd made were, because I was also just trying to make my marriage work, right? And I only realized when I left the union. Now we will fast forward to that because remember I had left you guys when I had fetched the papers, and then we had spoken about this, discussed this and whatever. Okay, cool. And then probably like a year went by again, and there were no changes really. The situation was still just as bad. A person would promise, no, I'm going to do well, I'm going to do good, I promise, I want this to work. Look, one thing that I do know about him, he really wanted this thing to work, but again, the problem here was Uguti, my mental health was also at stake, because one of the things that happened in the marriage costed me my mental health. I went into depression. And it was a very scary place to be in. It was very dark. It was very, I'd say, lonely. Breathing was even such a sport for me. I literally just slept. That's all I did. I didn't want no food. I wasn't eating. I wasn't waking up. Luckily, at the time, I only had one child. Obviously, I came in with one child. And so she had gone home for holidays. And I remember I just slept. The curtains were always closed. I was in bed and I couldn't talk. I remember the one time that speech left me was when I got to a certain particular scene that had happened, and when I got there, I just could not believe my eyes. Ukuthi haibo, like when kanjani. And I remember I said something to him, and then lights just went off. I was walking, yes, I was alive, yes, but speech wise nothing was coming out. I was just, I don't know what came over me, and speech just disappeared, and I wasn't talking until we got home. And really, I didn't care about nothing. And so anyway, so I went through that part of the depression. I feel like maybe as we go on next time, I will sort of go into detail with that. And so I because obviously I'd been hanging on. Now I said to myself, listen, Presh, you cannot allow yourself to go back into that area again, because mind you, at that particular time now I had a child that was like barely 1 year old, and also my daughter, I had children that needed me, and as much as I really wanted this thing to work, I looked at a future where I no longer had a partner, and it's not what I wanted for myself. But then again, my thing was, I am single, I'm married, but I'm single because half the time this person is not, he's not himself, So then, yeah, so I considered that, and I cried. It was painful, it was lots of pain. Hence, I'm only coming to you guys now to explain my story. It was lots of pain. It's very painful. As I did mention, nobody really goes into such a union only to exit, And especially because I had no support structure whatsoever. I work away from home. My family is miles away from where I am. And so, and also, I, even if I could speak to them on WhatsApp or whatever, I was not willing to, because remember, I don't want them to check him out from the family as yet, because I was still very hopeful. So now a person might ask again, why did you hang on for so long? I hung on for so long because I was hopeful, that things would change. Look, we had tried everything, in my power, and the prayers, other means as well. I even changed a prayer, and I thought, okay, maybe this one is not working, let me try this one. We went to church, and church people, obviously, again, I do not speak to anyone at church, because I just felt like I don't want to put our laundry up out there. To this point, a lot of people, including our families, barely know what happened, to our marriage, because I was just that person that, felt like I don't want them to rule him out, because generally he is a nice person. It's just circumstances that did happen, obviously, that then led me to feel like, what, no, it's time. Especially when I found out that my mental health was involved, and it was really deteriorating, and I was really scared, of going to that particular position or place where I was, that darkness. I just couldn't, because remember, such an instance that was affecting our marriage was affecting us emotionally, mentally, financially, you name it. So at times finances were just not there, and this when this whole thing happened, it really broke me, because I also just survived by drinking. Like, I feel like I started drinking excessively. I would just wake up, go to work, do what I need to do, obviously show up, people would not know, because again, I am not trying to let people know my business, right? So people would not know. I'd come back home, go pass by the liquor, pick up whatever's there, and do what I need to do. When the kids go to sleep, then I'd be on the bottle, And again, so literally, I think I was like maybe a functioning alcoholic at the time, because I was just like, but God, how do you let this happen? Because I love love. I want to have, a family that is functional, but like, how would you do this to me? I mean, we're such a good couple. I mean, this guy is amazing and whatnot, and he's smart, and together we'd literally move mountains. But now this is happening, so I went on like that for a very long time, until one December I just woke up and I thought, what, it was enough. And I think the straw that really broke the camel's back was when one Sunday they woke up as usual, and because I had like a very young child, I did not go to church. I prepared the daughter, I prepared for him as well, and they left for church, right? So they went to church. I mean, because I thought to myself, listen, who else could intervene in the situation besides God, and besides submitting ourselves to the Lord, of which we've always been those people. But, again, let's try one more time, And then I remember time passed, they're gone now, time passed, and it was way past the time that the church was supposed to be over. And then I was worried, because I tried calling and the calls didn't go through. I don't know whether he had lost the phone or whatever, but like, I didn't get hold of him basically. And I then went on to the app, the tracking app on my phone, only to find out that the guy was literally at church for 5 minutes. And I'm assuming this, he just dropped off, my daughter at church, and he went to the very same spot that he always just chilled with his friends. And I did not like that. Then I just said to myself, you know what, this is not worth it anymore. Because clearly this guy has no one that he submits to, like, he fears no one. And as much as he loves the Lord, but I don't think he's really in this, or at least he is in it. But because this thing, this demon that he suffers from is more powerful than everything else. And so I just said to myself, no, I feel like I'm not provided for here. I'm not led. I'm not protected. So why am I staying? Because I feel like if I continue staying any longer, I will lose my mind. And so yeah, so then I woke up on December, went back, I filed, and I actually got a lawyer because my mental health was literally at its lowest, and I just could not go on with this process myself like I'd done before. So I got myself a lawyer. Yes, I did not have the money, but I said, you know what, it's better I lose money than lose my mental health. And you know, I can't afford that because I got children. I got a family that I'm supporting and whatever. So I got a lawyer, and the lawyer was literally doing everything that had to be done. And you know, luckily he also did sign, because remember in the signing, we were signing because we had to save a couple of, you know, assets that we have, or that I have. So he agreed to that, he signed, and I was okay. Literally, I was like, yeah, at this point I'm doing this thing also because I still have hope. Because remember, I did not divorce because I did not have love for the person. I did have, which I do have even now. Am I hopeful that one day he's gonna be okay? Yes, I hope for that. He might not be okay for me, but at least for him, because he's just such a good guy. So then yeah, so the process went on. He signed the papers, and when it was time to go to court, the my lawyer said to me, you know what, I feel like he won't be able to handle being in court. I don't know how we're gonna go about this. Okay, so anyway, fine. Then the court date happened. I went to court, it was finalized, and we continued staying together, really, you know. Continued staying together again because I was hopeful that things are gonna be okay. And so yeah, until they were not mid-year. And then I said to him, listen, dude, you have to move out now because I cannot handle this anymore. I need to at least save the little mental health that I have, just so that I can be able to continue raising children. Yes, you can visit, because I didn't want to just pull the plug completely, because you know, as I keep on saying, the guy is a good guy, you know. So then yeah, it happened that he moved out and he had issues where he was staying. He came back in, and you know, fast forward to date, where are we? We are no longer staying together. We are no longer in the same town. You know, he's literally far away from me. I'm far away from him. We communicate now and again, yes. I'd say we're still very good friends, you know, because really the divorce was not you know, a reason or a result of love not being there. It was just a result of this particular thing bringing down the entire house, including us as human beings as well, because it was starting to become very toxic. And so just to save ourselves, we had to, you know, agree to just be mutual together. And so yeah, I'll leave it at that. So that's really my story, guys. I don't know. Yeah, I thought, let me just tell you guys so that you know, next time you see a vlog, you're not going to be shocked to happy. And so yeah, we continue to be good. We cordial people. We talk now and again. And really, I wish him all the best. I hope that one day he will be able to conquer whatever it is that he was going through, because his future is very bright. And so yeah, so I am now just like a single mom of two, and I'm raising my daughter and my son, very smart little individuals, which I love to bits. And I can't believe when I sit now and I look back, I realize, Guti, how much it actually affected my daughter, because I think at the time she was 8, 9. Yeah, she was somewhere there. And I look at it now at how much she got affected, because you know, when I was slowly going through therapy and, you know, just bringing myself together, it was as if she had just come out of a hole somewhere, you know, or out of hiding. I then started to see her personality. I you know, also I was so guilty, because I felt guilty for not seeing, you know, how much strain she was taking and how much she had to shrink herself in this entire thing, just so that I don't know, the marriage could work. I don't know whether that was her mentality or whatnot. I mean, she is just a child. I mean, she's 10 now. So, but she has just sprung all of a sudden, become this wonderful person. Maybe she was always a wonderful person, just that I was going through stuff to even notice who my children were. And after the whole thing also, I was very scared Wuti they would you know, maybe do bad at school, and just change, man, as children. But when I consulted my psychologist, she said, listen, if they do have issues, bring them to me. But in my experience, children are normally fine, you know. And indeed, you know, I've never actually seen any case that needed me to take them to therapy or anything. Yes, I've heard my daughter's friend ask me about the story, and so that's where I knew, oh, okay, so they did speak about it, but then luckily it was not a thing that should concern me or anything. And so yeah, we're perfectly fine. You know, the children, we all talk to my ex-husband, and you know, really he comes out and he supports the children if he has to, in their activities or whatnot. And so yeah, that's where life is, man. I hope that you guys did maybe, I don't know, just I don't know, just share the video, whoever who needs to hear my story, because I know at times when you're going through such, it becomes a very dark place, and there's lots of questions that you have, Jay, as a person generally. So if I could help where I can, please do drop your comments in the comment section. And you know, again, share the video with some of your friends who might be going through a similar situation. Maybe they would want to know, how did I do this, and how did I do that, or whatever. Then I will gladly answer. And if you guys feel like you also need a video, maybe like just like a follow-up video to this, or maybe, you know, videos such as how did I then get to change my ID, how did I get to change my particulars and whatever, then you guys are free to comment. Otherwise, thank you so much for listening. I hope that you guys are gonna learn a thing or two, and please don't forget to subscribe again and like the video. Otherwise, bye.